So this is most likely why everybody's here. What exactly is hybrid communications? What is hybrid unified communications? Well, not to frustrate people, but it really depends. There's a lot of different versions of that. So the best way, again, to describe this is just to go through a couple of real-world examples. These are situations and customers that we've dealt with and that we've helped move into a hybrid world, and then also outline some of the architecture. So this is an example of a real-world customer. This was a lending company down in the Bay Area. Very traditional corporate headquarters type setup. They had a call center for their customer service operations. They had some advanced needs. They needed application integration with their CRM system for screen pops and things like that, priority-based routing, database integration. They had some security and compliancy concerns. Their IT staff was located at their corporate office. And so that's generally where I would stop and say, well, that sounds like a pretty good premise-based candidate. They have some more advanced needs. They have a competent IT staff. They need the tools to integrate with third-party applications. They have a contact center that's generally probably mission critical for them. But then here's where they move away from the standard premise-based model. They're growing remote sites rapidly fast. A lot of these sites are smaller retail operations, maybe 5 to 20 handsets, and they're standing these offices up either through acquisition or just organic growth, sometimes as much as 4 to 5 per month. The remote sites had very basic needs. The remote sites had no IT staff, and the remote sites had very simple infrastructure in the way of network and computing power. So that would tell me that I needed that they're a good candidate for the cloud side of things. So what did this cause? This caused a problem. The biggest problem that I saw was the pain it caused the IT staff. There was multiple disparate cloud providers. Basically, the cloud provider that can respond quick enough to a remote office is the one that got the business. And so while they had an on-premise phone system at their corporate office, they were dealing with 5+ cloud providers throughout the country. And they have, I think, about 100 offices at this current time. So this caused a lot of problems. The IT staff was literally spending all of their time trying to manage these cloud providers, trying to project manage turning up these offices to meet the business requirements, and it caused a lot of pain. They had no time to work on anything else. Also, these remote sites became communication islands. So you completely lost all the benefits of unified communication, things like 4 or 5-digit dialing between sites, desktop sharing, instant messaging, video. All of those things went away. And worse yet, there was no standardization on tool sets, meaning if you went from one office to the next, you had to learn a new phone. If they were even using any sort of sophisticated desktop application, they had to learn that too, or basically they just wouldn't use it. And so it caused a lot of problems, and it was painful, and they came to us asking us how exactly they can accomplish the best of both worlds. How can they accomplish their premise needs for their contact center and their compliancy issues and those sorts of things, but how can they outsource everything and start standing up these offices quickly? So this was the solution for us. We replaced the legacy on-site phone system with a ShoreTel unified communication system at the corporate office. And actually, this diagram doesn't show it, but we implemented call processing, unified communications applications, and backup dial tone using SIP trunks at their main office and a data center, a privately leased data center that they had. So we made the premise solution, the on-site corporate office, fully redundant. We also installed ShoreTel's enterprise contact center to handle their customer service. And because of that, because it was on-site, that allowed us to tie into their in-house CRM system. So things like I mentioned before, database integration, agent screen pops, things like that. And then we connected their HQ system to our own private cloud system. So ShoreTel or Inflow has a product that we call Unified Communications as a Service. And basically in that model, we own it, and I'll get to this in a few slides, but we own it. The customer doesn't own it. We rent it to our customers on a monthly basis, but we fully outsource all the service and maintenance of the system. So what we did is we tied our cloud-based or our private cloud-based system into their premise-based system, and that allowed us to rapidly roll out remote sites. It provided them a lot of flexibility, and they just did it under a monthly service agreement, and a monthly rental agreement. So when new sites come online, we simply send them the IP handsets, the users, they plug them in, plug in the network, the handsets come up, and immediately they have access to features like 5-digit dialing across sites, a standardized directory between sites, And they have a standardized tool set. Now they can travel between offices and have the same handset, the same desktop tools. All of those things are standardized across all locations. Best of all, it's managed by one provider, us. It's fully outsourced. And it's outsourced to a provider that they trusted, right? So again, when people, as a lot of you out there are probably looking at moving your communications into the cloud, there's probably some apprehension about who's going to support it. And this particular customer wanted us. They knew us. They wanted our premium white glove, sometimes what we consider boutique services. We understood their business. We understood what they were trying to do. We weren't a one-size-fits-all, which is what a lot of cloud providers are, and we weren't a carrier. So again, sometimes carriers have issues supporting an analog phone line, let alone your mission-critical communication system. So they got the best of both worlds. It was an OpEx that can pay monthly. We roll these things out quickly. We train their users live with our trainers remotely with web-based training. And now we're able to pull this. We're now able to scale this customer very quickly. So it was a really good fit using premise-based technology and using more of a private cloud-based technology. Now, in light of ShoreTel and the way ShoreTel is rolling things out, and I realize this is a bit of not trying to be a commercial on ShoreTel, but it's to use a good example. ShoreTel is the manufacturer that we use. They actually have a cloud-based service. They call it Connect, and they have a premise-based system. And so they're doing the same thing. It's not quite ready, but later on in this year, like this diagram shows, they're going to be able to connect a premise-based system to their cloud-based system, generally with a point-to-point or a dedicated network. And now you can pick and choose. I can have premise at certain sites. I can have cloud at certain sites. There's a lot of different things you can do with that. And so that's called their Connect platform. And people that have any familiarity with ShoreTel, if they need to learn a little bit more about that, then yeah, definitely connect up with us, because there's a lot of caveats around that right now, but we're very excited about that. They definitely see the vision of communications on your terms, which is our big thing. You know, we need to provide unified communications on your terms. So again, that's called ShoreTel Connect, and we can elaborate on that later. So